Hi everyone, I'm April and you're watching The Tangled Cat Speaks. And this is my 11th episode and I have some exciting news I'm super happy to share. I received my 25th subscriber on YouTube. Yay! It's I know it's 25. There's other people out there who would, laugh at 25, but for me, I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Like, I'm super excited. I got very excited, and to top it off, my 25th subscriber happened to be the Mean Girls Knit podcast. I was so excited, and I literally was just like, when I saw who it was. I love their podcast. I finally got all caught up on their episodes and I just adore both of them. They're so, I think I mentioned it before, they say it themselves. They say what they want. No apologies. And I love that. I love that they are who they are and they're just great. I love them so much. And I don't know what, I'm just like, I feel like I'm fangirling right now, so I'm sorry, I apologize. So that was one thing. The other thing that happened is, my favorite musical group is PENTATONIX. I've talked about them a little bit before. In particular, my favorite of the group was, or is, Avi Kaplan. However, it's kind of was because he's no longer with the group. They have a new bass for the group and he's wonderful. The new bass is wonderful, but and their music is still perfection. They just come out with 2 new songs from their upcoming album, and you can really go check out these videos that they have. They have their own YouTube channel as well, and it's, oh goodness, I believe it's PTX Official here on YouTube. If not, you can just Google PENTATONIX. They're all over the place. But they just did a cover of Havana, and they did another mashup. I can't think of it right now. I'm just so, because my biggest thing is I went to see them in concert last summer, and I had to go all the way to Kansas to see them, and I was thrilled to do it. I was, one of those, I'm going to go on a trip by myself. That was the second time that I went on a long distance trip all by myself. No kids, nobody, all just me, learning how to navigate the world by myself. And for me, as an introvert, that's a big thing. So it was very exciting. I got to go see them in concert before Avi left. It was a dream come true. They were wonderful. And now they're they're doing another tour. They're doing a summer tour, and it just so happens that they're coming here to Albuquerque, like literally less than 45 minutes away from my house. I can go see them without crazy long distance travel. So I'm super excited, and I just got my tickets. Oh, I'm so excited. I adore PENTATONIX so much. So I'm going to go see them. That was the other exciting thing. I got my tickets. My son said he'd go with me. PENTATONIX is not really his style of music, but he wants to go with me and just enjoy it with me. So that's exciting. My son's going to come. I'm so happy. I'm super happy. No, I'm rambling. I feel silly. So, a couple of other things that I'm very excited about today. Yeah, my daughter is coming over in a little while, and she's going to take me into Albuquerque, and we're going to go try rolled ice cream for the first time. I'm super excited. I've seen this, heard about it all over the place, and it just looks so cool. So, very excited. We're going to go try some rolled ice cream later. I don't even know why we're going to get ice cream. It's kind of chilly out today. It's overcast, a little bit drizzly. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love any moisture that we get, and I adore an overcast day. But ice cream? It's usually when I crave it though is on colder days. I don't really crave ice cream in the heat of the summer. I'd rather just stay away from ice cream and stuff like that. I don't know why. I prefer it when I'm cold. So, what else? Oh, next week too, she's taking me. Oh, my daughter, she just loves doing all the things. And she's taking me next week to the Coffee and Chocolate Festival. I believe that's also in Albuquerque, so I'm super excited about that. I mean, chocolate and coffee. Love, love. Do you know how good that place is going to smell? Oh, I'm so excited. I'm super, super, super excited. So next week, I'm going to be talking a lot about chocolate and coffee. One real quick thing before we get into some of my knitting stuff. This mug is a New Mexico mug. It says New Mexico right there, and you see all the little, well, they're big, but hot air balloons, because you know that's a thing here. We have the International Balloon Fiesta every fall, but people fly these balloons all year round. There's a Road Runner, all the pretty desert landscaping, the mountains and the blue skies. I love this mug. It's super cute, and it's actually my mom's mug. Shh, don't tell her. But what I'm drinking is it's a mixture of 2 tea bags that I stuck in here. It was the Twinings Lady Grey, and the other one was the Serenity Green Matcha Tea that had the holy basil and lavender in it. So it smells delicious. It's super yummy, and I didn't really even put that much sugar in here, but it's got a very intense, the black Earl Grey, I think it's the bergamot, I think that's in there. And then the lavender from the green tea they just are so strong. It smells wonderful. Love it, love it, love it. So I got a question. Am I the only one that reuses her tea bags? Because I steeped for however long, and then I took them out, and I can go back and make another cup. I maybe even be able to get a 3rd cup out of those 2. So I'm just curious, am I the only one that does that? I'm very frugal when it comes to my tea bags. I use them until I can't get anything else out of them. I love tea so much. And I love blending flavors together. Love, love, love it. So that's what I'm doing. And the other day is like several weeks ago, I was talking about some of my knitting paraphernalia, and I was very sad because I couldn't find my tape measure that was in the shape of a sheep. I found him. I'm so excited. Oh, look, I'm showing you the wrong side. There's his little face. Look, he's all derpy. And he's old, poor guy. He's so old. I've had him forever. But I love it. You pull his tail, and there's the tape measure. Look. Sometimes his tail doesn't go in right. Like, he's so old. Like, come on, tail. So I'm happy I found him. Yay, my buddy, my knitting pal. Okay, so let's get into stuff. We'll start off with some finished objects. And I'm going to start off with something that I made a while back. And this is, I had it on earlier and I meant to put it back on and I didn't. They call it a shawl, but really it's super tiny, and I wear it more as a scarf. This is the Arabesque, and the designer is Corinne, I think it's pronounced Guillaume. It looks French, I don't know the name. But the yarn is Knit Picks Shadow Tonal. And I don't know if you could see, this colorway is called Deep Waters. And it's got different shades of blues and tiny hints of a darker purple. It's just stunning. I love this, and it's just the right size and the right weight to wear around my neck. I just love it. It's just so pretty, and just the different colors just make it look like it's got more depth to it. It's very pretty. I love this one so much. It's a lot smaller than I thought. I mean, they called it a shawl, and when they held it up, and of course, I was a newer knitter then, and I think I knit a little bit tighter at the time. I think if I were to make this again, it would come out a lot bigger. And I think that the pattern lends itself to many different yarn weights, and you know, just adjust your needle size accordingly to get this pretty open lace. So I think I could make it again, and it could be a bigger shawl that I might wear around my shoulders. But I love this. This was made on a US 5 needle, 3.75 millimeters. So it opened up really, really well. It does curl just a little bit at the ends. And this isn't a new finished object. This one I did a couple of years ago, but it continues to be one of my favorites. It's just a beautiful, rich, from far away it looks like a royal blue, but when you get up close, there's just so much color, tonal colors to it. Love, love, love it. So I mentioned that I had finished an old WIP, very old. I've had it on my needles for about a year. That was called the Cretaceous Shawl, and that was by another Corinne. This one is Corinne Forcade, I think is how you say it. And it, again, it's the Cretaceous Shawl, and it's a very interesting construction. So, and actually this center part that I have, the pink and the teal, was actually supposed to be one solid diamond, one color, but I was using leftovers like I tend to do, and so I broke it up. So when I got through with the pink, I went into the teal to finish out the diamond. And then you get this other color, and you know, make this side and this wing, and then you make the other wing, and then you get the last color, and you make this border. Now I stopped at, I think I stopped like about 8 rows or so. I'm showing you the back side again. Why do I always do that? I stopped about 8 rows too soon from on the border, just because, okay, when you get to the end of a project and you're just at the end of your yarn, you know you have another ball of it, but you just don't want to break into it for a little bit. That's what happened. I bound off because I was not willing to break open a brand new skein of yarn just to do a couple rows. So it's a little bit shallower of a border, but I love it. I love the slip stitches and just the pretty texture in there. So this border is Stroll Knit Picks. This was the color Vibrant Violet. And then this is my favorite that I keep talking about, Pandia's Jewels Snug yarn. And the colorway was It's So Fluffy. Oh, look at the speckles on that yarn. I just love it so, 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 so much. Adore. And then the other color, the teal here, is a 3 Irish Girls yarn on the Adorn base. I had to get this one because they named this teal Cindy Lou Who. What? Cindy Lou, it's too cute. Too cute for words. I love it. I love the color name. And then this last color here, this speckle on teal, I got this off of Etsy. And it was called Abacus Dye Works. And it's called their Super Sock. And the color is called Party in My Shoes. And they're not even kidding. It really is a party. Look at, it's just so fun. All those different speckles on a teal background. I love it. Love, love, love it. And it's one of the versatile sizes where you can wear it front ways also, you know, and show a little bit of this, show a little bit of that. Okay, I'm lazy and I didn't tuck in my ends. I'll get to it, but I'm considering it done because I love it. I can hide them. See, nobody even knows. but you can wear it front ways. And I wouldn't mind wearing it if it was a cooler day. But like in the warmer days at work, I just want a little bit of something to cover my shoulders because the AC is on all the time in the summer, and it seems like it's colder in the office in the summer than it is in the winter. So I'll you know, it's just right to cover my shoulders. And it's so pretty. Oh, I love it. I just love this. I'm going to get a pretty little shawl pin. I have a few, but I'm very bad about putting things away, and I really have to think about where I put my shawl pins. But look, it's just pretty. It's just, and it's light. And because this was made on a US 5 needle, which is a 3.75 millimeter. So again, this was the Cretaceous Shawl, and it's so fluffy. I love it. Love, love. So that was something that I finished this week. Something else that I finished finally was my crazy shawl. And it's going to be kind of hard to show you exactly what this looks like because it's so long. But here it is. There's the wild center color. I've got the other two colors. Whoops, excuse me. The other colors faded out to the end of the tips. And it does the same thing over on the other side. It's huge. It's the wingspan is longer than my arm width. The wingspan of the shawl is longer than my own wingspan. But I have ridiculously short arms. Just kidding. So the colors that I used on this, again, the main three variegated yarns are all 3 Irish girls on their Adorn base. This one was called Baja. Super pretty, very festive. This one, the greens, is called Rio. Again, very festive. And then this center one is called Kate. And I did throw in this lace pattern, and it is a reversible lace. So, and of course this is all garter, so it's reversible as well. And the only thing I had to do was figure out how to get the knit on border to look somewhat the same on both sides. So this is a truly reversible shawl. I don't have to think about which way to throw it on. Either way looks great. The knitted on border, I think that the knitted on border is fine. It came out great. However, I think that I should not have slipped the stitches on the edges of the shawl. I mean, it made it easy to pick up. I don't know if you can see them. To pick up stitches for the knitted on border with the little chain looking section along the edge. However, I think that picking up those, because basically that's every other row that you're picking up instead of every single row. So it kind of made the bottom border a little tight, and it curls just ever so slightly. Now I blocked the heck out of this thing. There's my bead that I stuck on the end of each point, but it does kind of want to curl up. And I don't know if it's the border pattern itself or it's because it's a little tight here and it's not letting it spread out. So I don't know if I should have not slipped the stitches on the body of the shawl when I picked up, or if I should have just used a bigger needle here. I'm gonna have to play with that, but there it is. I love it as it is. And the beads are very subtle. You don't really see it. But again, I threw everything at this shawl. Random colors, weird shaping, because the bottom, the edge of the outer edges of the wings kind of want to curl downward, which I like because it sits on your shoulders really nice and then kind of curls a little towards the back. And this is a bigger shawl, and I love bigger shawls. Oh, it's not even center. Let's fix that. Okay. So, and this one goes down a little further, and I can snuggle in this one. I can cover my arms and just be warm and fight the air conditioner all summer long. And I love that the beautiful lace pattern in the back is so open and pretty. Oh, I love it. I love, love, love it. Now, yeah, I think this would look good in a solid color as well, or maybe two colors, you know, with a solid and a contrasting border, or maybe even if you're gonna do the fade, a more subtle fade, you know, because I went wild with this. That's why I'm calling it my crazy shawl. I went wild with it. Bright colors. That border is blindingly neon, and I threw beads at it. I love it. I'm gonna try to write this pattern up. I don't know when I'm gonna do it. It's not a very hard pattern. It'll be very easy. But I'd really like to see this in a more subtle colorway. I think it would be very pretty, but that's done. Oh, there's my fringe. I didn't tuck my ends. Shame on me. Not really. I don't care. I'll get to but for right now, that's not what I'm thinking about, because what I am thinking about are things that I've started this month. I finally got one sock done for the Brown Bagging It Sock Club in March. This is the one that I made up the pattern. I couldn't decide what I wanted to do, so I just ended up winging it basically. So I'm going to stick it on my hand so you can kind of see. And I've got so many stitch markers to mark where I did certain things so that I can replicate it on the second sock. But there's the front. I've got the cable pattern there, and the more I look at it, the more it looks like DNA. I somehow managed to put DNA on my sock. I got some clovers that I threw in here because, you know, it's March. Luck of the Irish. Got some 4-leaf clovers. Woohoo, jackpot. And then when I was coming up the gusset, I decided to do a fleagle heel. And I was knitting the gusset, and I'm like, you know what? Nobody ever does. Well, not nobody. Patterns that I've seen. I'm sure it's out there. But patterns that I've seen tend to leave the gusset just blank. And I decided to throw a few more 4-leaf clovers there in the gusset. And on this side too. So what I'm planning on doing is this sock has the patterning on this side. So on the next sock, I'm going to reverse it so that the clovers are here and the cable is on this side. So they'll be fraternal twin socks. So again, this was the colorway T-Virus on Nerd Girl Yarns Bounce and Stomp. And this was 3 Irish Girls McClellan base, and the colorway was called Kerfuffled. There's my ends, not shy. So now I just got to get started on the second sock. Super, super, super excited. I literally, again, leftovers, I literally had just enough to finish the patterning on the foot and get through the gusset. And then I had to do all the decreasing in my contrast yarn, the turning the heel in the back. So that's why my heel is kind of at a slant like that, or my cuff is kind of at a slant. So, but I think it looks good. Plus this McClellan base is just slightly heavier than the Bounce and Stomp. So I think it works for being in the back of the heel. And the Fleagle heel is, the ones that I've seen are all stockinette based. But I decided to throw in a rib back there just to give it a little more structure and strength, because that's where it's going to be rubbing on your shoe. So that's what I did. That's my Brown Bagging It Sock Club for March. I just got to finish the other one so I can show it off. Woo! Very exciting. I think if I finish in time, I can also enter this one into the Grocery Girls Sock Bash for March. So, got to get my little needles flying to finish the other one. I've only worked on a couple of rows on this next project. I wish I knew how to pronounce it. It looks French, like Saint Genol, I don't know. but this is what it's looking like so far. I've only done from this stitch marker, this is how much I've done this week. Really not a whole lot, but it got me to the patterning part. Oh, it's just so pretty. All of this, these are yarn overs that were passed over the other stitches, so it creates that line. And I love the colors. I just love how they transition into one another. This was Pandia's Jewels, one of her hand spun yarns, and it's a nice bouncy sport weight. And this is going to be so warm. I hope that it ends up being a really big snuggly shawl. I'm digging the colors. You've got, it literally reminds me of here where I live. It reminds me of the Southwest here in New Mexico. I mean, for reals, look, here's my New Mexico cup. And look, there's some of the same colors. Look, there's the blue. So it's super cool. I love it. So yay. I'm getting a little bit of progress done on this one. I'm taking my time with this one though. Pandia's Jewels has a thread on their Ravelry, and they're calling it this knit along. It's not for prizes or anything. It's just kind of to get you motivated to get into your stash, use what you've got already, or to get into your whips and finish things. And it runs now in March all the way, I believe, through the end of May. So this is what I'm doing for that knit along. One of the things, pretty much anything that you're working on goes for that knit along. But I don't have a time crunch. I can get this done, definitely get it done by the end of May. Well, let's see, one of the other things that I had been working on is my daughter's tarot card pouch. She still hasn't brought me the, I dropped a needle. Oh well. She still hasn't brought me the cards so that I can measure. So I'm just hoping. I went off of Amazon, their information for the dimensions of the tarot card and the tin that they come in. So like I said, I'm making it mostly in a 3x2 rib. And really I only did 3x2 because I normally do 2x2, but I did a 3x2 this time just because that was the count that I had. It fit with the count that I had on my needles after I had picked up stitches around the rectangle base that I had done. So according to the dimensions that I found online for the tarot card tin, it's about 4.25, 4.5 inches tall. So I'm going to make this 5 inches, and then going through my stash, I found this. This is the Duchess Heather Knit Pick Stroll, and it matches. It totally goes with this Pandia's purple shirt yarn. I love it. So when I get to 5 inches, I'm going to do an inch of feather and fan. So since it'll no longer be in the rib, it'll expand just because of that. And then the feather and fan will give it, the laciness of the feather and fan will give it a flared look. I got to somehow incorporate a couple of holes so that I can put in a drawstring, which I'll probably do as an I-cord using this as well, so that she can get her her tarot cards in there and tie it up nice and securely. So I'm just waiting for her to bring me the tarot card set so that I can make sure that it fits, because I'm pretty sure it will. My cell phone fits in there, and it's pretty wide, and it's very stretchy. So I just want to make sure that it fits so that she gets some use out of it, you know. And there's still going to be plenty of this yarn. I've only got another inch to go before I do the feather and fan when I switch colors. And I'm still going to be able to make a nice pair of socks out of this. So very exciting. I love this color. I love purple. I love gray. Love, love, love. Oh, there isn't a lot of Pandia stuff that I could say that I don't love. Oh, so exciting. So, the last thing that I want to talk about is my Garden of Allah shawl, which I'm knitting for the Delicious Death group on Ravelry. We're reading Destination Unknown by Agatha Christie. And I have chosen the Garden of Allah shawl since that was inspired by Morocco kind of theme, the lace shawl. And that is where this book is set. It's set in Morocco. So that's kind of cool. And the yarn that I've chosen for the main body of the shawl is the Miss Babs Yowza. And this is the whimsical colorway. Loving it to death. Oh, I just don't want to stop knitting on this thing because look at the colors. Look at. You got this pretty blush pink, and you can't even really see all of the colors. There's some purples, navy, you've got golds and greens and black, different shades of purples from deep to pale, a little tiny bit of blues in there. It's just every stitch practically is a new color, and I just love it. I love it. I love these centered decreases right here. It's really not showing up very well, but I love how it kind of pulls the colors just a little bit different. It's really not doing it justice on the camera, but oh, I love it. I love these colors, and I think that once I'm done and I block it all out, it's not really going to matter so much how busy the yarn is. And even if it does mask some of the lace, I don't care. Because I love the color so much. And it's worsted, so it's going by rather quickly. I'm already through chart B. I think there's A, B, C, and then there's the border. So there's 4 charts, and I'm already, actually no, I think I gotta do chart B a second time. But I mean, it went by super quick. It's very easy to read, a very straightforward lace pattern, so super excited. And then my border was going to be on the Malabrigo Rios Sand and Storm. So that's another reference to the desert, just like Morocco. So I'm very excited. I've got a lot of things going, and I was finding some other yarns that I wanted to use for Amy Vandelar's shawl pattern, and it's called Dyer's Delight. Very excited. And it's really these long strips, these long panels, narrow, with like a chevron, like a triangle, you know, it's all pointed, and it's just the one color all the way up the strip. Then you attach the other strip somehow. I haven't actually looked at the pattern yet. I haven't bought the pattern yet. I need to, but I'll do that whenever I'm actually ready to start this. But I just really was so excited by it that I wanted to go through and make sure that I had enough colors that I think would work well together. So I've got a whole bunch of Nerd Girl yarns. I love them. And they're all sort of in the greeny blue family. Let's see, this one here. This is T-Virus. This was the Aquamarine. This was Koi. This was Eyes, Chin Up, Eyes Bright, something like that. It was a Hunger Games reference. This one is one of my favorites. This was 227B Baker Street. Gotta love my Sherlock. And then the last color, it's 6 different variegated colors. The last one that I wanted to use was Pandia's Jewel Snug, and this was her Team Rogers colorway. So they're all, oh, it's just gonna be gorgeous. Just strips of all of these variegated colors. Oh, so again, it's the Amy Vandelar shawl pattern called Dyer's Delight. So I'm very excited to do that. Again, that may be something that I do in a later, maybe April or May. I may end up putting it off until June, but that is coming. So I've got that all ready to go in my little Valhalla Farms knitting bag with the beautiful hair on it that makes me think of Watership Down. Favorite book ever, Watership Down. So that's what I've got going, that's what I've finished, and that's what I've got planned. One last thing that I want to point out is this. My second favorite author next to Agatha Christie is M.C. Beaton. I love her Agatha Raisin series, and I adore her Hamish Macbeth series, and I just got this from the library, Death of an Honest Man, and this is the Hamish Macbeth series. I love it. I love mysteries, and I love that MC Beaton, she's funny. She just throws some sarcasm and she just throws some of those little dry jokes in there. She does the same with the Agatha Raisin mysteries. I love her style of writing, and I could never get enough of reading her. So this is brand new to the library. Literally, the library just got this. Look, they just got it, and I was the first. Can you even see that? They just got it. Yay! I think I may be the first one to have ordered it. I love MC Beaton. So I'm reading that. I'm actually haven't had enough time to really get into the Agatha Christie one, Destination Unknown, otherwise known as So Many Steps to Death. I'm reading it, but it's going slowly because I've got a lot of things going on. I just have been wanting to knit, so that kind of cuts into my reading time, and I haven't been able to find this one on audio for free. Again, sometimes I can be very frugal, and I don't have any of the paid for audiobook programs, apps or whatever. I don't have any of those. And I love actually holding a book and flipping through the pages. So it's just going to take me, all month to get to this one. And then I will definitely be getting into some more Hamish Macbeth shenanigans. You know, those ones I love when I can find them on audio, because it's all Scotland and Highlands, and just that accent kills me. I love it. Love it. I need to go there. I need to go to Scotland, and I need to go to Ireland just so that I can talk to people with an accent and maybe a kilt. Someday, that's where I want to go. I want to go on a knitting retreat in Ireland and or Scotland. Maybe just like a tour of both of those places. Go see some castles, and I'm excited. One of these days I'm going to do it. One of these days. But for now, I'll listen to audiobooks that have the accent. Okay, so that's all I got today. I'm going to go ahead and stop there because my daughter is coming very soon, so we can go try rolled ice cream. Yay! So I hope that you enjoy your Sunday. Even though this was spring forward, we all had to change our clocks, I really hope that you enjoy your day, because I know that for me, changing time really messes with me for at least a week. So I really hope that your week is good, that it doesn't do any weird things with your mojo. And just enjoy yourself and spend time doing things that you love, being with people that you love, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Together, get it shipped one place, and split that.
I'm going to turn off what I'm watching.
It's actually not that much less. I had one more thing on my notes. What? Oh my god, this is huge. Huge.